Hello, everyone. What's up? Josh here, and we have
How's
a
it
special
going?
guest.
How's it going, everybody? Back
Yes,
again.
yep, Jeremy from Scratch and Slash Media. Yes,
Yep. Super excited to be back. Really enjoyed the topic that you picked, and I'm ready to dive into this one.
we
Like I
actually had
told
a
you.
we had a really good time last time when we talked about Scream, and actually the live show actually did really well on the playback of that one. I
Yeah.
got lighting here, and it's for eBay, but I'm just using it as my lighting. So, um, yes. Oh, Monster B is here. Hey, Monster B, how are you? How are you doing, man? I have this, so hopefully I can look and see the comments somewhat, but we'll see if that holds up at all. I don't think I can put. No, I can't. Um, wait, what's going on here? Okay, I'm back. Uh, so, Jeremy, the topic tonight of discussion is what horror movies, in our opinion, need a reboot or a sequel?
Right.
Monster B says, I'm good, thanks. What's that mean? I don't get it. Uh, oh, I asked him how he was doing. Um, so a reboot or a sequel. Now this can be tricky because sometimes people are like, "Oh man, I wish this had a sequel," and then other people are like, "Hey, that movie doesn't need a sequel. Don't touch it. Don't reboot it. Don't do anything. It's perfect the way it is." I know how, and I can be like that with certain movies. I feel that way about Back to the Future. We need no more
Yeah.
sequels. We need no reboot. Like we don't need that. Like that is a perfect. Well, not perfect. Perfect first movie.
Yeah.
Pretty good second movie. I enjoyed a lot. Third movie, I don't think that's that good, but it's okay. I mean, it's a good trilogy. Um, what's that? I don't get it. What do you mean? It's do they need a reboot or a sequel, a movie, a franchise? Or if it was a single movie, I'll just throw one out there. It Follows doesn't have a. I mean, it's rumored to have a sequel, but it doesn't have one. Do we think it needs one? Do we think it needs a reboot? Not maybe not that for a reboot, but like another franchise, that might need a reboot. I can start off with a reboot. Um,
Okay.
I'm going with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This desperately needs a fresh new take and not by Netflix. I mean, I don't think Netflix did that. I think they just bought it. That was okay. It was interesting enough, in my opinion. Monster B says Funhouse or Trick or Treat. Is it Trick or Treat? Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, so it was okay enough, like in the modern world, but I just hated how they went off the original and tried to make it like a Halloween type movie. How they did that. Um, I just think like no, I didn't care for that, but I do think it needs a fresh spin, and I know they've done that several times with this movie, this franchise. I mean, the direct sequel, number two, is totally different tone and everything from the original. It flopped. I don't think it's that bad of a movie. And then number three was supposed to be a reboot. It flopped. So like they've done that with the series. The actual remake I thought was very good. That's actually my
Best of all
favorite.
time.
Yeah, that's my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I mean, some people say it's the original. Obviously, not for me. It's the 2003 remake is my favorite. The beginning's
Yeah.
okay, and you get in the leather face. I don't care for it. Or the 3D one where she's like, "Do you think, cuz?" Like, no, stop right now.
No.
I mean, that chick's hot, but by the way, like, no, don't say that. So, um, yeah, I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre needs a. I guess it's a reboot, right? A reboot. It needs it, and I want it to be a theatrical release. Let's get a theatrical release here with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, one of the big franchises, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of to the point though where it's one of those franchises where it might have as many duds or more than good movies, to be honest. So that's working against it. Um, what's one for you? Either a reboot or a movie you think needs a sequel, Jeremy.
So Number one, I completely agree about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
The original is a classic. There were 2003 remakes, some of the top 5 remakes of all time, and
Yep.
that's my personal favorite one. But they've tried and tried and tried to reboot and make direct sequels, and it just hasn't worked.
Right.
So yes, I would like to see that done right and done
Right.
right to what the remake did. Uh, when you text me this, these were the first two that came to my mind, and they are direct sequels. But I think it's been far too long, and we need one.
Okay.
My
Give me
first
one.
one is the Belko Experiment 2.
Okay.
So that was a James Gunn led horror film with a
Yeah.
great Hunger Games Battle Royale office space concept.
Mm-hmm.
And even the way the film was left off with that cliffhanger that the survivor of this experiment is just one of hundreds that they've
Right.
done this to. Everything about this film I was happy with. It even has some dark humor in it. But James Gunn really knows how to make movies. It's just when it comes to his horror movies, they've never blown up the box office like his superhero films. This one to me is one of his best.
Mm-hmm.
And I really would love to see a continuation of it somehow. So that would be the very first one that comes to my mind on that.
Okay. Yeah, the Belko Experiment. I did enjoy that movie. Actually, me and my wife watched that probably only like a year ago, Jeremy, and we enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie, and you'd like to see a direct sequel, and I'd like to
Direct
see what they
sequel.
would do with it. So yeah, that would be good. My next one that came to my mind, first thing when I was thinking of this, is a sequel. Doesn't need a reboot because I think they did a really good job with this movie, and that is Hellraiser, the Hulu one they released. I thought that was actually a really good movie. Me and Mike talked about it. We reviewed it. We both enjoyed it. We didn't care that the Cenobite was a female. That didn't bother us. I know some people are like, oh, they're woke or whatever, but it didn't bother us because I think in the book, the Cenobite, Pinhead is actually a woman in like the book. It's not a man, not a male. So it didn't bother me any. I liked it. I thought the Cenobites looked cool. I thought the concept of the movie was really well made. And I liked the characters in it. I thought that was cool. But we haven't had anything. We haven't heard anything. This was what, 3 years ago or 4 years
Yeah.
ago? Like, we need a sequel to this movie, in my opinion. And I think it was pretty well received. It wasn't like people were crapping on it or anything. So, I mean, they were crapping on some of the aspects of it, like the female Pinhead and all this kinds of things. But I really enjoyed this movie, and I'd like to see more. And give us it on the big screen, I think. I do want it. I was able this past year in 2025, as a Phantom event, I actually got to see the first Hellraiser on the big screen at the theater, and it was awesome. It was a really cool experience. So, yes, let's have another Hellraiser. This needs a sequel because I think the reboot was actually really good, and we need a sequel to it. Let me read this real quick here before you go on. Masha B says the Funhouse or Trick or Treat. I read that one. The movie. Wait, the Marvel and the I can't read the rest. We need a new Tales from the Crypt series or movies like yesterday. I agree with that. I would love to see a new Tales from the Crypt. I think a series works best for Tales from the Crypt, not a movie. I think a series, even though I do like Demon Knight a lot, Bordello of Blood is crap, but Demon Knight is really good in my opinion. But I think this works better as a series. This next one is by the Marvel 2. Oh, he says definitely need a new Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. Well, maybe we'll get to that. He said also, does anyone else have Cube movies? I have no idea what a Cube movie is, so no, I don't have it.
That's interesting.
So, Jeremy, what is your next one? Either a reboot or a sequel here?
So I already named the sequel. This one I would love to see a reboot of, even if it's a requel boot with your legacy cast coming back.
Yeah.
And that is The Craft.
Mm.
I was always a huge fan of this film. I know a lot of goth people and emo people are huge into this. I mean, I used to be one of those back in the early 2000s.
You had that
So
haircut like it was like
let's not talk about my haircuts. I did so much damage. There's a reason for the hat. There's
okay.
so much damage to
Yeah.
this hair.
Yeah.
But The Craft is just one that was such a big hit, and then it became this big cult phenomenon in the horror community, and we never got a continuation. None of your main characters get killed off,
No.
so you could bring them back, and you could bring a new story. You could bring their kids into it, and this is actually one of my favorite witch style type movies that's out there. So definitely for me, either a direct sequel or we need to reboot the entire thing of The Craft.
Yeah, I actually, this is another movie that I always heard about in the '90s. Obviously, I'm a little older than you, so this was like big when I was in junior high. I believe was that '96.
96.
So maybe I was in sixth grade actually. But I just remember people talking about it and Nev's in it and Skeet and what's that one girl that looks like freaking crazy? I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name. I can see her face.
Yeah, no, I definitely can see her face. She was in Waterboy and other stuff. But that Vicky Valcourt's the devil. I remember her name from Waterboy. But no, I watched this for the first time not that long ago, and it was all right to me. I don't know. I maybe it's because I waited so long to watch it. It was okay. It wasn't a bad movie. Just maybe some of the special effects and stuff took me out of it. I don't know what it was, but it was okay. But I would be interested to see what they could do with a sequel. Obviously, we know Nev is still acting and probably could bring this whole cast back, like you said. So, so one I'd like to see them reboot is Creepshow. I know this was a TV series, and I get that. I said that Tales from the Crypt would work better as a TV series, but I think Creepshow actually works better as a movie with different directors coming in and doing the segments, and you bring in some decent star power like the original Creepshow. Now the second one didn't have any decent star power. Still like Creepshow 2 though, even though they went to less stories 3. Let's not talk about Creepshow 3. Horrible. But Creepshow 1 is an all-time classic. I absolutely love it. Special effects from Tom Savini, who we all know is a very nice and friendly guy from the cons. And so also I just think Creepshow could do really well, and let's have it with some directors coming back and doing it. I mean, you could have Oz Perkins do one. You could have the dude, I can't remember his name right now, a guy that did one of my favorite horror movies in the last 10 years. Shit. Can't think of it right now. But the one, I can't think of it. But yeah, so I think you could have some directors now come in and fill in those spots. And I think it could be pretty cool to see that. So I know we got VHS and stuff like that, but this would be like a big deal to bring the Creepshow name back to the big theater, I think.
And you have big directors now coming up like Damien Leore.
Yeah.
Who would be perfect for a segment on a new Creepshow. So
yeah. And don't make it low budget though. Let's actually give it a decent budget, I think. And I think it could be something, I really do. I mean, you still got you could still do some stuff with it, in my opinion. So what's your next one that could be rebooted or a sequel, Jeremy?
So keeping with the anthology horror, since you brought up Creepshow, Trick or Treat 2.
Yep, that's on my list.
So it should be on like everybody's list because it's criminally underrated that we have not got a sequel to this already.
Man.
And we see the character Sam everywhere to the point that Sam's a horror icon now with one movie.
Yeah.
And this film, like every one of its stories, it worked. And
awesome.
they even did something most anthology horror doesn't do, is wrap that all into one story. Love it. So
it's the greatest Halloween movie ever, in my opinion. It beats the original Halloween. I mean, it encompasses everything Halloween, and that's why I love it.
And for some reason, we've never gotten a sequel to this, and I've never been able to understand why.
And we've always heard that there's a sequel in the works. We got a like a sister type movie to it with Krampus, which they say Krampus is in the same universe, but that don't, that
It's
ain't,
not the
I
same.
love Krampus, but it's no Trick or Treat in my opinion. So I agree with you. I love it, and I think I would love to see it. And I think you can incorporate, all new stories in this same town. I mean, this town is the Halloween town, and we could learn maybe some new rules or new something, and Sam and some individual stories, and maybe they could even harpen back to some of the stories that took place in the first movie a little bit or something. I
Yeah.
would love to see it, man. I think you're right on. You're bang on with that one, Jeremy. Oh shoot, let me read a couple of these. Marvel says Cube was a handful of movies from the early 2000s. Essentially, they were movies with people waking up in these huge empty rooms in a massive cube, and several of the rooms are rigged with traps. Never heard of it.
Really?
Oracle says, "Hey gang, hey Oracle, what's up, man?" I'm trying to scroll down here. Hang on. Oh, the Marvel says the original Creepshow is a classic for sure. Yes, it is. Marvel also says, I think there's a potential for several of the Goosebumps books to be adapted as well. Like Horrorland is an easy pick. R.L. Stein has mentioned that he'd love to see a movie adaptation of The Haunted. I mean, I think that could work as like they're doing the Fear Street on Netflix. That could be like a Netflix type series or movies or whatever. I think I would probably, if they go off the original source material from when I was a kid, like the original books, I'd probably be in for it because I love the Goosebumps show when it was on Fox in the mid 90s. I love that. And it's still got a banger soundtrack. Let me see. Oracle. Okay, he's just talking. So, yeah. So I think Trick or Treat is a good choice there, Jeremy. I'm going to say one that I really think needs it for sure. And this is a classic in my opinion. A ton of horrible sequels, and I mean, so this needs a full on reboot. Tons of horrible sequels, and that is The Howling. I think this needs a reboot. I think the first one's okay. It's not great. Everybody puts it on a pedestal. To me, it's nowhere close to American Werewolf in London. Like, not in the same league to me. But I still enjoyed the movie. I think it's okay. The transformation, Rick Baker did a really good job. Not as good as American Werewolf in London. But I think The Howling, and I have seen some of these sequels, and man, are they god awful. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. So, but yes, I think The Howling could use a reboot.
As long as you don't call it something stupid like My Stepsister's a Werewolf, like they did with the sequel to The Howling.
Oh, yeah.
That movie was so stupid.
What's the one where they were like in a castle or something? That was horrible.
I think that was part 4.
Yeah. Oh my
Howling
God,
4.
that's dreadful.
Yeah. The first Halloween, yes, is a classic, but I agree with you. I don't know why it's looked at as a classic. Like the poster is iconic. Dee Wallace's performance is great, but for like the dark humor and horror it was going for, I kind of feel like Silver Bullet did it better.
I love Silver Bullet.
I love
Honestly,
Silver Bullet,
I do too.
but there's something there with the Howling. You could definitely reboot it.
Yeah, it's like a cult with werewolves. I mean, that's Oracle says, Josh, you read my mind. That's what I was ready to say. The Howling needs a remake or a reboot. Yes, I do believe that. Mushby said the showing was overrated. The Howling was overrated. Yeah, I mean, I agree. The sequel to The Howling are terrible. Yes, they are. I do think The Howling's overrated. I mean, people put it on a pedestal, and I mean, it's nowhere. To me, the greatest werewolf movie is American Werewolf in London. There are some other ones I really like. I like Bad Moon, even though it's a little cheesy. I do enjoy that one. And there's some other ones I really like, but Dog Soldiers, I enjoy that
Dog
one too.
Soldiers. That one's fun.
Trying to think of some
Yeah.
other ones, but yeah, I mean that one, nothing beats American Werewolf in London. Let me read these right here. So honestly, I think an American Werewolf in London done today could be absolutely amazing. I mean, that's one I don't have here. I don't know if you have it, Jeremy, but yeah, I mean, why not? Let's see what they could do. I mean, long as the werewolves look better than they did in American Werewolf in Paris, I mean, I say let's do it. Let's see it. I mean, I'm like, I think that is a property that could be. I didn't have it here. I don't know if you did, but I think American Werewolf in London is a property that could serve well from a modern day remake if they do it right, in my opinion. So, Jeremy, did you say one? Or, you're ready next,
No,
right?
I'm ready next. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, buddy.
So this one is a sequel. Again, I don't know why we've never got one yet. Behind the Mask: The Legend of Leslie Vernon. I don't understand why we've never gotten a sequel to this.
I have no idea what that is. What is it?
So it's a mockumentary about a film crew that follows a serial killer around who lives in the universe of Jason, Freddy, even Victor Crowley.
Oh.
And you have like Robert Englund is playing the Loomis character. What's her name from Poltergeist? The one that's like, this house is clean.
Yeah.
She's like your Don't Go Into the Woods character. Scott Wilson, even when he was doing Walking Dead, he did this film. And he's the legendary serial killer you learn after. And it's just about how he picks his victims, and it makes fun of itself as it goes. And all the slasher horror tropes.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is so good with
I'll have
such
to
a
check it
great
out.
soundtrack. And we have never gotten a sequel to it. They keep teasing it. The two main people in it did a con recently, and they said, yeah, we're getting ready to go. Well, I've heard that for like over a decade. So I still don't understand why Behind the Mask 2 has never been made. So What's your pick?
I'll have to say I've never seen that, but I do want to check it out now. Behind the Mask. Marvel said also I wouldn't mind seeing a new version of Alien 3 that doesn't kill Newt unceremoniously in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, him or her and Hicks, right? I mean,
And
both
Hicks.
were killed. Michael, I just watched an interview with Michael Biehn, and he was pretty feisty about that. He actually was really mad that they killed off his character, and seemed like he was still holding a grudge about that. Maybe. I've never met Michael Biehn. I mean, I probably would like his autograph on a like Terminator piece or something, but I know you actually had not a great interaction with him, right?
It wasn't so much that, it's his prices are outrageous. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
What are they?
Everything's premium. Like his autograph by itself was $80, but then
Wow.
you put on another $80 for a photo, no combo.
Wow.
Everything outside of an 8x10 is premium, including DVDs and Blu-rays. Like,
And how much is the premium price?
The premium was as much as Corey Feldman non-personalized combo.
Like 160? Oh.
Yeah. So that's literally how I made my decision that day at that con was, do I pay this for Michael or do I pay the exact same thing for Corey Feldman?
Yeah.
So,
I would probably just get his autograph, wouldn't even get a picture at that price. Because I've done that
Yeah.
before. I said to hell with it. If they're not offering a deal, then to hell with them.
yeah.
Marvel said the American Werewolf series has a ton of lore potential if handled correctly. I agree with that. And you got to have the atmosphere right, you got to have it over in London, obviously. The Marvel says a new entry in Leslie Vernon could definitely be a lot of fun. Okay, so he's on board with it too, Jeremy. So, okay, so the next one that I have is a movie that I have a lot of fun with. It's in my era. I was in high school when this came out, or 8th grade or high school. Can't remember the exact year. but that is, let's see a reboot or it could even be a sequel, but I think a reboot might be better, or maybe a sequel. I don't know. The Faculty, I think, would be really cool to have a sequel slash reboot. Now, listen, I know some people say don't touch it. You know, it's good as a one and done. Maybe you think that, Jeremy, but I think it could be. It could make it into something else. I think. I don't know if you'd want to bring Elijah Wood back and Josh Hartnett. You could. I mean, you could bring some of these characters that are still alive back. I mean, so it could be a sequel with their children now in school are dealing with it, and they're like, don't tell their parents about it, you know, and then somehow their parents find out about it and they're like, hey man, we dealt with this, we know how to deal with it, let's work together, blah blah blah, or something, you know. I think it could work as a sequel or a reboot, and we got to have a really hot cast in this. You can't just go a bunch of no names, and because in the day we had a who's who of late 90s, like teenage or early 20s actors that all of my generation liked, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know, you kind of need that again, in my opinion. So yes, I say The Faculty. Either one, either or, I don't care which one. You pick your poison, but I think this could work. We haven't had anything like it in a while where it's like the body snatcher type. I don't think we have. I can't remember.
Not in a while now.
Yeah, I think it could work. We haven't had it. So let's see The Faculty. What do you think about that one, Jeremy?
I really thought about writing that one down initially, but then I just got to thinking, you know, that to me feels like a movie that's one of those rare. The chemistry of the cast was the right time, right place,
I get that.
and I think that would be hard to redo again. But I mean, it's a very easy concept to reboot or do a sequel to.
Yeah.
So, and as big as it actually is, it's a possibility you could do it. I think that's just as hard as trying to do the Breakfast Club over again. You know, it's either going to really
Right.
work or it's going to really fail. There's no in between.
Right, Jeremy. Let me read this comment real quick before you say your next one. Marvel said, with Hicks, he actually campaigned pretty hard to have his death retconned in one of the games. See, yeah, I mean, Michael Biehn is holding on to this damn grudge. No doubt about that. What's your next one there, Jeremy?
So, going into a reboot, I grew up with this film. I know it wasn't a hit by no means. It became a cult hit. But Deep Rising. With Trent
Yeah,
Williams.
I love that one. I love that one. We actually did a review of that one on our channel. And we reviewed it with our friend Gregory, who comes on. And Jeremy, we were all three of us were on a cruise ship when we reviewed it. Yep, we were. We were in a cruise ship. I think we reviewed it in my cabin. Like they all came in there. We had I had a couch. So, and we did the movie review. We actually were on a group cruise, my group cruise with another channel, and Mike and his wife and Gregory and his husband were on the group cruise with us. They both joined us. And so we said, hey man, let's do this movie review. So it was awesome to be able to do that movie review on a cruise ship. I really thought that was a cool idea.
Hey, maybe that's something we can all do next year.
Yeah, we can figure something out. Yeah. Do Ghost Ship or something, you know?
Yeah, that would be cool. But Deep Rising, like, I usually am the one that introduces people to this in my life. They've never heard of it. They've never seen it. And it's just so much fun. It's just a fun monster boat movie.
I agree.
And you forgive the CGI parts because, honestly, this film has better CGI than most of the horror movies did back in the 90s. And it's just, I didn't even know until I was reading about it recently that it was supposed to be a prequel to a King Kong movie. That was Skull Island that they ended up on at the end of it. So I absolutely love this film. I wish we could have a reboot. We obviously can't have a sequel due to the passing of Trent Williams, but we could definitely do a reboot and have some fun with this.
Hey, Femmeken Jensen's out there. She was in the Faculty too. You know?
She could do both.
Yep. So yeah, that's a good one. I think that could be a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with that movie and still enjoy it today. I think here's another one that I think had a number 3 sequel that was absolutely terrible. It had a number 2 sequel that was, I wouldn't say it was atrocious, but it was bad. And the first one is good. I like it. I saw it in the theater. It was one of the first horror. It was probably like within the first 5 horror movies I ever saw in the theater. And I'm gonna go with another late '90s slasher horror movie, and that's Urban Legend. I'd like to see this with some urban legends of today. You know, of the last 30 years since the movie came out. You know what I mean? Let's see some other things here. Let's see what they could do with it. You know, not a sequel. Well, they could do a sequel, I guess, because it was left on a cliffhanger. But I don't think that's the route you should go here. I think you should do a full reboot with this urban legend and see what you could do. Also needs a really cool, hot, young cast like that one had.
Yeah.
But you don't want to have a guy like Jared Leto in it who won't even admit to being in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this one, well, it had 2 sequels, one direct to DVD. Both of them were just crap.
Yeah, the second one, I can't remember what it was called, like the tagline.
Final Cut.
Yeah, the third one is like Mary Jane. No.
Yeah.
Horrible. Or not Mary Jane.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. Yeah. Horrible. Just
movies.
Crap.
But there is something with the first one. The first one is fun.
I like it a lot. Yeah. I actually have it on VHS and DVD. So, yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
So this one is also a sequel that I don't understand why we've never gotten it yet. And I've even talked to the lead actor in it, and he's told me it's just a conflict with the rights and what studios want to do with it. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Why have we never got a sequel to this? This practically writes itself. Just the misadventures of 2 rednecks.
Yeah, Mike loves this movie. He actually just watched it for the first time in like last year. I'm going to tell you something. I watched it and cut it off. I did not care for it, but I think I should give it a rewatch and not cut it off. But I cut it off probably about 30 minutes in because I'm like, I'm not digging it. So, but yes, I think I should give it a rewatch. But yeah, so what do you think? You think it could be a direct sequel?
I think you should do a direct sequel because at one point they were talking about making a TV show and it'd be like a misadventure of the week. But really, you could do anything with this. You could have them find a cult, find aliens, find a monster in the woods, anything, and all the mishaps that happen with it to the slapstick comedy. Because that first one is just perfect to me with its balance of humor. That you could really bring these characters back and just have Three Stooges type fun with them.
Yeah, so, I see what you're saying there. I'm going to say one that might not be in a lot of people's minds, but it's one of my favorite creature feature type movies from the 80s, or gross out in a way. And that is The Fly, man. I know we got a sequel with dude that didn't make it as Marty McFly, but Eric Stoltz. Yeah, Eric Stoltz. Yeah. In a alternate universe, he is Marty McFly. But yes, I think The Fly, man. The sequel actually isn't terrible. It is a direct sequel to the original. It's like the baby that they had. Gina Davis's kid grows up. So it is a direct sequel. It's not horrible. There's a pretty horrific thing with a dog in it. I don't like that. But I will say that I think it needs a full reboot, not a sequel. It needs a full reboot. Yeah. And I'd love to see what they could do with it, man. I love the one with Jeff Goldblum. I mean, you could connect it. No, don't connect it. It needs to be a full reboot of The Fly, and I think it could work really well. Same premise, just done for the modern era, and I think it could done. I mean, just like they did with The Invisible Man. I thought that was awesome. So
that was amazing.
Yes, it was amazing. So kind of do something like, like in that, I think it could be pretty great. So
I
Yep.
tell you, whoever did the movie The Substance should do the reboot to The Fly.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
That would be the right tone, the right graphics and gore.
yeah.
I feel like they would knock it out of the park.
You know, me and my wife, we loved The Substance
Yes,
until
it
the
was
last
so
20
much
minutes.
fun.
No, until the
Ah,
last 20 minutes, we hated the shit. We said this ruined the whole damn movie, and we hated it after that.
I had so much fun with that final act.
Oh yeah, we hated that shit, dude. It took us right out of it, and yeah, we did not like it. But we loved the movie all the way up until that, and then we're like, eh, for us personally. So, okay, what's your next one there, Jeremy?
So next one, I'll go reboot. Um, I don't know how many people have seen it. I hope a lot of people, especially who this involves. But Bruce Campbell's Bubba Hotep deserves a reboot or sequel.
I'm a huge fan of Bruce Campbell, but I've never seen that movie.
Does the way he plays Elvis in a retirement home, it's so such dark humor, but great horror story. And there was a plan and a whole script written that was going to be Bubba Hotep versus vampires and go along those lines, Creature of the Week. And it just went into development hell. It never got any more traction. Bruce is probably too old to come back to the role, but that doesn't mean you can't get somebody that looks like Elvis
Yeah, but I
to
heard that
come back.
he's going to be involved as Ash in the next Evil Dead burn. I heard maybe.
I mean,
So
I hope so, but he's
you're
getting up there, so we
he's
need to be
got to be in
cashing
his.
in.
He's got to be what 70.
Yeah, close to it, yeah.
Yeah,
But Bubba Hotep was so much fun. Uh, Elderly people in a retirement home going up against a mummy. One of them happens to be Elvis. So we deserve to see him as Elvis one more time just for fun.
yeah,
And it shouldn't have been 20 something years us waiting for a sequel.
right. Yeah, I need to see it for sure. I do need to watch that
It's
one.
so much fun.
You know, I think a movie that could. I mean, there's a big one on my list, so I might as well get it out of the way. I think we both know this needs a. I guess it needs a reboot, a total reboot. Nightmare on Elm Street. We need a new Nightmare on Elm Street. Don't don't do a remake. We don't need that. We want a totally new ish story with Freddy Krueger, and we need Freddy, and we don't need his face to look like it did in that movie. It looks atrocious. Um, Earl, what's his name? James Earl Haley or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
He did okay, but I want someone maybe taller, a little taller. I'm not talking about freaking Tyler Maine tall. I'm talking about someone that maybe is like 6 foot, 5'11" or 6 foot. I mean, Earl Haley is what 5'7". I mean, he's not that tall. For Freddy, in my opinion, you need someone lanky too. I feel like for the arms to work, and you know what I mean, to like
Yeah.
be more intimidating. Not, you know, yeah. I just think the guy was too small. Not a bad actor, you know. And I hate his Batman voice. Hey, what is that? I hated that shit where he's like, what did he say? Get a load of me or something. I don't know what the hell he said, but it was horrible. So I hated that he had a Batman voice. Let's do a reboot and let's do it right. And obviously, we all know Robert Englund cannot do it anymore. He's too old. We need a new actor. I heard some people say Kevin Bacon. He's too old too. No, we need a guy like in his 30s so he can like play the character for a little while. So yes, we need someone in his 30s or even in his early 40s is fine. But yeah, we need. So yeah, I think we definitely can both agree that we need a reboot. We need this, and we need a good script and not cheesy. I want my Freddy to not lean into the comedy aspect. I want
No.
mine to be more serious, like the first movie, where he had a little bit of the, you know, but it wasn't. It was slight, like the comic. It was very slight. It wasn't anything, you know. Like the part where she was running and she was like, "Dear God" or something. And he's like, "This is God" or whatever. with the glove, and then he cut his fingers off and stuff. I mean, stuff like that. Not where he's like, I'm playing with power. Oh, like that's too far. That is too far. Listen, it's fine for that movie, but it's too far for me. So I think you definitely need to reel it back, not comedy. It needs to be serious. And I think you can, I mean, the dream thing is scary, man. You get someone that can hunt you in your dreams. That is frightening to me. So, and they need, I think this is perfect. So what's your next one, Jeremy? Or what do you think about that?
I mean, there definitely needs to be a reboot to Nightmare. That remake spoke on something that if they had committed to it and gone in a little bit of a different direction, it would have been better. They were trying to make Freddy look like he was innocent.
Yeah.
And, you kept that going and also kept it to where he was also going after the parents that killed him. That would have been a more compelling remake.
Right.
But I think you have to cast an unknown. I don't think there's somebody we know the name of that can do Freddy Krueger. You need a complete unknown.
Sure.
At this only role.
Right.
But yes, it's long overdue. We need it. England's even said he's willing to pass the torch to whoever.
Right.
Yes. Hopefully one day we'll get that. And this is one I don't want to see a TV show of. I want a movie.
Right. We need a movie. And we don't need Freddy saying this either. It's a boy. We don't need that either.
It got really bad there.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so my next one, I'm going right back to James Gunn with Brightburn.
I really like that movie.
That was amazing.
Awesome.
Superman horror film.
I think personally, that whole evil Superman thing is so interesting, and he did a great job with it, Jeremy.
And just like with his other one, Belko Experiment, he leaves it on a cliffhanger.
Right.
But there are other superhuman people out there. And just watching this kid tear through people in the most vicious ways. I will always say this, Brightburn will show you what it's like to take somebody and ram them through a roof and then back down. It will crush them. And I love every move he made in this. The kid was terrifying. You feel sorry for the parents. And you could definitely expand upon this, even if it was a version of their Batman. So,
right. So the thing that I didn't understand is the dad knew he was powerful, but then he tried to shoot him anyway.
Shoot him.
Dude, you knew that wasn't going to work. Like, I don't know. I just thought that was so stupid. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I did like the movie. I think it's actually really good. It's very underrated in my opinion. And yeah, I'd like to see I don't think we're going to get a sequel. I mean, maybe with his power in DC, but see, he's ahead of all those characters, so I don't think we'll see it.
Yeah, they're not going to let him do that one.
Nope. You're right. Okay, so I got let's just do one more each.
Okay.
You know what? I think this could be ripe for a reboot. It's had tons of sequels, and it actually already has had a reboot, but the reboot was horrible. It didn't even stick to what the movies really were about. And that is the Wrong Turn series. I think Wrong Turn, it's ripe for some hillbilly freaking killers in West Virginia. You don't got to make them so mutated and like inbred looking. You could make them more human like. That's actually scarier in my opinion. Someone that actually looks more like less inbred and stuff. But mountains of West Virginia, some people, out whatever trying to camp, or all these people nowadays go out and make YouTube videos, and they're like recording their weekend out in the tents or something, and the shit goes down. I think it could work with a Wrong Turn, so yeah, I mean, I know it's Friday the 13th-esque obviously, but I do think it could work. I do, with a reboot.
I completely agree. That's the franchise I have tried to give the sequels a chance, and The sequels, even the remake they did, I didn't enjoy. But that first movie really did it for me.
Yeah, I like the first movie. I think I can't remember. Is the second one okay? I mean, um,
Compared to the other ones, yeah, because this one goes all the way up to 7.
yeah, I have. I actually just recently at Goodwill found 1 through 6, which is the original trilogy, the original 6 movies. I found all 6 of them. They were all there, so I picked them all up. And I actually have the remake too, which I think is god awful. I don't like it at all. I
It's
don't like
not
the way
good.
the direction they went with it was just bad, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think wrong turn. Okay, Jeremy, give us your last one, buddy.
All right, so if this is the last one, I picked the one I think is has the most reasonable shot of happening. Constantine 2.
Oh, I really like Constantine one, man.
Like no one really gave this a chance when it came out, and it was so good. Now,
Yeah,
did it stick to the comics? Not really, but what it changed was for the better.
yeah, I liked
Keanu
it, man.
Reeves as
Great.
Constantine, great.
Yep. Yeah.
And he has been there since that movie came out saying, I want to do a sequel. Even recently saying, I want to do a sequel. So there's no reason why we can't do even a complete reboot of Constantine and let him have his own little series of films. You can put him in the new DCU that James Gunn is doing. But Constantine could also just be a standalone. It doesn't have to involve superheroes.
Right.
It can involve the deepest, darkest corners of hell.
Yeah, I love it. I love the depiction of hell. I think it's really well done. I
Mm-hmm.
like that the Spear of Longinus is like the focal point of that movie. Um, but yeah, I think it's great. Man, I need to watch that again. I haven't watched it in a long time. Keanu Reeves
Same.
is good. What's her name? Rachel? Is it Rachel Weisz or what's
Rachel
her name?
Weisz, yeah.
Yeah,
Rachel
she
Weisz.
is good in it. And the guy that plays the devil, he's good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I really like that movie, man. That's a good pick.
But I think it has a good chance with Keanu Reeves railing so hard to do it. One
Yep,
day we'll get it.
yep.
But
I think it'll
don't know how
happen.
long.
I mean, we got a Bill and Ted 2, man.
I mean, we
Or
got,
Bill
yeah,
and Ted
3.
3, I mean. Sorry, 3.
And
They
they were
already had
talking
a
about
2.
doing a fourth one. And it's like, I thought we wrapped this up. So,
Yeah, they don't need a fourth one. 2,
no,
3 is good.
3's it.
So, okay, guys.
But,
Well,
yep.
we'll talk to you later. Let
Yep.
us know in the comments if there's anything that we missed or any ideas that you have. Jeremy, thanks for being here, dude. And
No
we'll do
problem.
some more. You know that.
Yep. All
See
right.
ya.
Till next time, guys. See
Yep.
ya.